Right, so before we move on to Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer, I want to talk about something Mario related, specifically the new Paper Mario overview trailer dropped yesterday. I wanted to talk about this yesterday, but I was way too tired to stream last night. It just wasn't happening, so yeah, that was something that I had to like hold off until today, I guess. But we're going to talk about it as quickly as I can. I've got the trailer on hand. We're going to go through it real quick, and I will discuss my thoughts, because I talked about the initial trailer that came out about a month ago, and it seems like my prediction was correct. Nintendo dropped like an overview trailer, which is like more information, basically, like 5 minutes worth of information, stuff that we haven't learned about until now. They answered most of my questions, but they've not answered everything, but again, we'll get into that. Let me just quickly get this up and running on my ends, and I will discuss my thoughts on this. If I can figure out where the video thing, the thing that captures my video clip is. Right, there we go. So, we'll go through this bit by bit.
Princess Peach's castle has been seized.
Let me know if the volume is okay on this as well.
Origami?
Let me fix the volume, sorry about that. Yeah, so...
Origami?
Also, something... I don't know if you can hear it. Let me turn the volume up. Listen to this.
Origami?
Like, toward the end of that word origami, it's a little bit raspy, and I'm kind of getting, like, Solid Snake vibes from it. Like, listen again. I know this has got nothing to do with, like, my thoughts on this game, but the first time I heard that, I literally thought, wait a minute, that sounded like Snake.
Origami?
Origami? Colonel. Origami. Metal Gear.
The sudden appearance of King Ollie, the Origami King, has thrown the world into disarray.
Again, I love the tone that they go with, like, in the original trailer to, like, emphasize that, like, shit's going down, which is, like, completely different from, like, the other two Paper Mario games that came before this one.
And so,
but yeah, we'll get to the point now. I'm going to, like, talk to you about some of the stuff they've added here. Like, in terms, well, not added, but, like, they've started talking about, like, some of the features and all that fun stuff.
Paper Mario, the Origami King.
There's some cool stuff in here, and there's some stuff that has me concerned, but I will talk about my thoughts as we go.
Journey around the world, searching for the ends of 5 massive streamers that have unfurled from Peach's castle.
So we got confirmation, pretty much, like, some people, like Game Explain, speculated this, but we got confirmation that there's, like, 5 main bosses, like, one for each of those big streamers that are, like, wrapped around Peach's castle, and then I guess there's the final boss after that, so 5 major areas, or 6 major areas if you count the end game, which I'm guessing is Peach's castle itself, since that's the end goal of, like, Paper Mario in this game.
A forest spring, an autumn mountain, a ninja-filled mansion, an underground sewer system, a desert oasis. Untold trials await Mario in an array of captivating landscapes. Wielding mighty paper techniques, you'll help Mario unfold new paths, explore vast regions, unlock the secrets of an ancient ruin, brave the raging rapids, take center stage, go island hopping, appear on a...
See the island hopping thing? This part, I wonder if this plays a bigger part in the game, or if it's just like a small sub thing within the game, but I kind of like the idea of, like, oh, we can, like, go around island to island on a ship. Again, this might be, I don't know, like, I'm getting the Thousand Year Door vibes from this, but maybe it's not as big as it might seem. I have no idea.
Island hopping.
They haven't really elaborated on that.
Show, and even duke it out in an aerial battle.
Also, check that out, like, this part right here. Look at the ammunition you fire. You're shooting... Oh, god damn it, I can't land on that exact frame, but you're shooting bombs to kill fucking things. There we go. Like, you're shooting bombs to kill, like, paper planes, so you're basically just, like... In terms of, like, the Mario universe, that's kind of morbid, don't you think? It's like, oh, we're gonna use you guys as live ammo. Sorry.
Out in an aerial battle.
Then again, they've been doing that since Mario 3, so I guess that's nothing new, technically speaking. Also, Bowser has dialogue has been confirmed, because he didn't speak in the last 2 games, I don't think, or at least... I didn't get all the way through Color Splash. I don't know if he eventually started talking in that game, but from what I understand, he didn't have that much dialogue, if any, or any personality in the previous two games, so it seems like we actually get to see him talk in this game, which is cool. So I don't know if the writing on him is going to be as good as like the Thousand Year Door, but I guess we'll figure that out eventually.
An adventure without companions to share it with.
So here's one of the things that I've been thinking, like, I was considering was, like, maybe a thing. But it seems like this game's got a partner system, but it's not to the same degree as the previous games, but again, I'll talk about that.
Also King Oli's sister. Determined to foil her brother's plans, this bright young lady helps Mario out.
So yeah, obviously we have Ollie, who's like your guide of the game.
During Mario's journey,
but yeah, then you get these guys.
Of characters. A Bob-omb who's
so we have partners in this game. It's not going to be... See, I think you only get these partners for like certain chapters. So like one chapter you get this Bob-omb, another chapter you get like Magic Koopa and all that stuff. So it's not going to be like the Thousand Year Door. I know I keep comparing the Thousand Year Door, but that's like, in my opinion, like the benchmark of like Paper Mario, good Paper Mario. But it's not going to be like those old games where it's like, by the end of the game, you've got like a big party of like 6 or 7 different Mushroom Kingdom people that you can like swap between at any given moment. You're just like stuck with one for one chapter, which is not as good. But at this point, I think I'm fine with it, as long as we get like some semblance of a partner system. It seems like they're maybe listening a little bit, like they're actually trying to course correct the Paper Mario series towards something that we want. And I think I'm mostly fine with that for this game. At least it's like not just Mario going solo again for like the 4th fucking time, or the 3rd time, sorry. Also, his name is Bobby. God dang it, Bobby. That Bob-omb ain't right.
Memory. A Toad professor of ancient history. And the Magic Koopa with a penchant for cleaning? Kamek.
Also, this was something that I found interesting. Like, Kamek is the name of the Magic Koopa from Yoshi's Island, so technically this would make this game, well, it's not really canon, but if you think about it, it's kind of canon with like the mainline Mario series now, because they're like bringing Kamek into it. But then again, it's not really, but you get what I'm saying. Like, I don't think they've ever used the Kamek name outside of the Yoshi Island series, so it's kind of weird seeing Kamek within a Paper Mario game, of all things, but maybe there was one in the previous game, I don't remember. It just sticks out as like bizarre to me to see that.
Some of them will even aid in battling Mario's enemies.
So yeah, there you go. You can see one of your partners like doing an attack.
Make contact with an enemy, and a battle begins. This grid of rings is the stage on which battles will unfold.
So I've talked about how this battle system has me kind of excited, because it's like very different and like interesting from the previous battle systems that the last two games had. But here's something they didn't show until now. So you can spin, obviously.
Spin like this. And
but you can also slide them back and forward one column.
Like that.
Like this.
And voila!
So that adds a little bit more depth to like this battle system, so that's kind of cool. I like that.
Choose the right weapon for the job, then attack.
Also, it's pretty much confirmed that your attacks are not going to be like finite in this game. Like in the previous two games, it was like you could only attack if you had the cards or the stickers or whatever to attack with. In this game, you've got default attacks that you can fall back on. But then you've got like consumable power-ups, kind of like the older games. So you've got like the Fire Flower and like, in this case, the Shiny Boots. But yeah, if you don't have any consumables, you can always like use the traditional boots and like the traditional hammer attacks. So I'm happy about that. I hated how the other games, like the other two games, were like, yeah, you have to like buy 1,000,000 attacks because we're not giving you any attacks by default. So it's good to see they're going to do that, at least.
Or hammer them home.
One thing I have concern about though, and they did not clarify in this trailer, and I'm pausing it on this frame just to like emphasize it, but they didn't mention if this game has experience after battles. And if you look at this screen here, it shows you like the battle bonus, like you earn coins and shit, but you don't see if you get any experience. So I feel a little bit concerned about that, not gonna lie, because experience or lack thereof in Color Splash was like my biggest gripe with that game, and a lot of people didn't like that because it felt like you couldn't level up and get any sense of real progression. So I don't know if they're like purposely holding that off, or if it really is going to be like this and the only reason the battle is to get coins. I guess we'll just have to wait and see when Nintendo releases another trailer for this game, but yeah, that's like my major concern with this game so far, is we didn't get to learn about whether or not this game has experience built in.
The key to victory lies in whether
But everything else about it looks great.
Before time runs out. Use items like the fire flower, the tail, and the power block to take down your foes.
But yeah, like I said,
Classic
consumable
Mario
items
style.
are like secondary,
And
like they're not like
while
forced
regular
on you.
battles offer a great challenge.
Also, this was a weird thing. They show you some boss battles in this game, so this is like one of the bosses.
Members of the Legion of Stationary guard the ends of the streamers in each region, presenting the sharp set of 12 colored pencils, followed by
So that's one of the bosses, and then you've got this thing.
Band, and the stout,
And then you've got
shaky,
this
and
thing.
sticky tape to cap things off.
So the theme is like stationary basically, but it's also kind of like, you know how in the previous Paper Mario games it was like, oh, you've got things, like thing stickers or something you could use to like throw big realistic objects at enemies to kill them. Now it kind of feels like the tables have turned, and now they're like they're after Mario and trying to kill him. So that's kind of funny in a sense.
These frightening foes each attack with their particular penchant for pulverizing paper. Unlike regular battles, in boss battles, you'll spin and slide the ring grid and build a path for Mario to reach his destination. Guide Mario along a route that will let him deliver a blistering attack. Locate your adversary's weak point and tear them to shreds.
See, I kind of like the battle system as well. It's different, again. Like, I was kind of wondering, if you're fighting one boss, how's it going to work? Because obviously, you're not going to be fighting it when you're in the middle of the ring, because there's only like one enemy to focus on and not like a whole series of enemies. Plus, the boss would be a bit much bigger. So what they did instead was like put the boss in the middle and you're in the outer ring trying to make your way toward him and then figure out the weakness. I like that, actually. That's kind of a cool idea. And I think that could have a lot of potential for like very interesting and intense boss fights. Also, I'm glad to see that the boss fights have a bit more... If you look back at the previous...
Guide and
like, you can approach it from multiple angles, it seems like, and you can do different things depending on which side you approach it from. So it seems like there's a bit of strategy, and you've got to be like, okay, how do I like defeat this boss? Do I go from this side, or do I go from that side? So it's much better than like Color Splash, where it's like, oh, how do I beat the boss? Oh, I just throw the one thing sticker that actually kills them for me. Okay then, boss done.
slide the ring grid.
So yeah, I'm glad to see that they put a bit more thought into the bosses this time around for that reason.
You'll find poor toads who had their forms altered by
Also,
the
lots of toads hiding throughout, so that's like a collectible extra, I guess. Like a little collectible incentive.
This is also a toad.
I'm not sure if finding toads have any like
Yep,
overall
you
like
guessed it, a toad.
reward to it. Like if you eventually get stuff for like collecting toads, I guess you do.
Finding all these toads might just
Oh right, here we go.
prove
Yeah,
wild.
so
And who knows?
if you find enough toads, then you get like lots of like audience members, and they can like throw you stuff to help you. That's kind of like reminiscent of the 1,000-Year Door. So
You can also toss
the audience
confetti
system.
to repair holes torn in the landscape.
the confetti system here is kind of like this game's version of the paint from the previous game. So you basically throw confetti to like fill shit.
You can also toss confetti to repair holes torn in the landscape.
But I'm not sure how much
Investigate
they'll be leaning on that
suspicious
mechanic.
spots
Seems
to
like
find
that's
hidden
going to be
items.
like a side thing and not too
Try
much.
your
Like
hand at
they're not going to lean too
fundraising
heavily
for
on that, I don't
in-game
think.
rewards. Leave no page unturned as you travel the world in search of secrets and treasures. The Origami King's pernicious plot is unfolding. It's up to Mario to set things right.
I wonder if Nintendo's going to copyright claim this because, you know, I'm showing the entire trailer, but I'm pausing it here and there so I can talk about things.
Paper Mario, the Origami King.
Right, so there you go. That's pretty much the whole thing. So overall, that answered a lot of my questions that I had, which I brought up, like the whole like battling system with like the partners and stuff. Again, it's not exactly the way I wanted it, but it's better than nothing in my opinion. It kind of comes to me like it kind of comes off like, yeah, it's not going to be the next like true Paper Mario like the Thousand Year Door was, but it sounds to me like they're trying. Like I give them I give them credit for at least trying to listen to the fan base and trying to address some of the issues from the previous two games. And for that, I'm still excited. I think this is still going to be a decent game. Kind of hard to tell if it's going to be like better than the older games. It probably will not, but I could probably see this being a decent game in its own merit. If it can address most of the issues that Color Splash and Sticker Star had, I think I'd be down for a good time with this. So again, my major complaint is they didn't show if you could level up or gain experience. That's like the thing that I feel like they should maybe be addressing, but they haven't talked about it, and I don't know if it's going to be in the game. So we'll have to wait and see if we can learn some more about this. Maybe like a week or so before the game comes out, we'll start to see reviews of it and then learn about that then. But everything else looks great. The combat system is much better. They've done a lot of tweaks to it, and I like the strategy involved with like the ring rotating. And it seems like there's a lot of like better stuff going on in general. I like what they've done with it, and again, cautiously optimistic. I've got the game on pre-order. I'm going to pick it up when it comes out. I'm going to stream it, and fingers crossed, it will be a pretty good time. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. We're only like a month away from Origami King, and I can't wait for it. Which is a weird thing to say about like a modern Paper Mario game, but I do genuinely look forward to this one.